Hello, everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. We're entering June 5th, 1943. Normandy is a year away, although we are unaware right now of the goings-on over there. I mean, not technically, but my point is we've got our own battles to fight, and we don't know the future, so hopefully things go well in Europe. We're trying to take care of business over here in the Pacific with what we got. By the way, I was thinking about all the things all the oh man, all the ways I was trying to finagle getting Australian troops into position there to block a Wewak retreat. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at my options, and you know, after recording, and I looked and I thought, wait a minute, I could just paradrop or bring in some raiders. Why am I overthinking this and waiting 3 weeks for troops to walk? So, but, yeah. So, I don't know what I was thinking. But so I've earmarked some raiders. I think it's just a raider battalion that I've earmarked for a an invasion of this dot base right here. Japanese lurkers. Now that's some serious naval search right there. They're looking at our ships that are unloading there at Dili. Dili. I got to get some Chinese fighters into the action again. Been a while since I've surprised him. Okay, we're attacking here. Now let's see if we can... Oh, severe storms? Come on. Well, it's not going to be a great day. Hopefully he has... I mean, we can always hope he has some fatigue and disruption. Overall, we can hope that he has some issues with supply. We're going to need all the help we can get because this is ×3 terrain we're trying to kick him out of. But we do have tanks, although this is a division, so it's going to be well equipped. All right, we're trying to get some anti-aircraft guns over here. Let's go, boys. Get in position. All right, that's not a bad strike, and we hit the division a few times. Maybe that'll rough them up a little bit. Okay, that's not a strong attack. But today we've got lots of aircraft hitting. We got heavies, mediums, and some dive bombers. Okay. Not the best. Well, it is severe storms, like I say. But man, I just not getting the best luck here. Kapang looked like it needed to be bombed, so that's what we're doing there. That's a good strike. Yeah, we took some damage. I don't know if you saw that notification. We got a damaged LST trying to. Um, ooh, that's not ideal. We're trying to slink back to base to repair, but we got a flotation problem, potentially anyway. Okay, light cloud. Man, why couldn't we have hit this with all the bombers in the afternoon? Oh, we lost one. Okay. Um. All right, I'll have to see why that guy's bombing. I'm okay with it, but let me think. Not sure why. I don't remember putting them on ground attack, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, I had him ground attack a unit over here. We eliminated it, and well, I forgot to change him off ground attack. All right, well, let's see how the land phase goes. Well, we're unloading still. That's okay. 2 destroyed vehicles. Well, that's not okay. Man, we're losing. We're actually losing vehicles here. Well, could be worse. All right, he's bombarding us. Um, let's go. Yeah, we're bombarding him. This is a gimme. I just don't want to assault it without blocking. Now let's see if we can damage this division. I'm nervous because oh man. All right, I want to see this drop dramatically, but it's not yet. Ooh, we lost 50 tank, AV, but he lost. Ooh, he's losing a bunch. One guy got kicked out. It's still 1 to 2 odds, but man. All right, so we did destroy a unit, and that was, I think, his anti-aircraft unit. So that's good. That'll be less things we have to deal with, less anti-aircraft guns. We beat up his division pretty good, but we also took a lot of casualties. Let's scroll down and see how bad it is. Oh, 461. Okay, never mind. I thought it was going to be way worse. I think we can pause and attack again. He will not reinforce this. He doesn't have anything. It'll take too long to reinforce this. So we can recover, um check our well, our soft, I'll call them soft stats because that's what this game calls them. We'll check our soft stats and see when we can go again, but we'll keep bombing, and maybe I'll bomb a few of these bases again, let this rest, and then we'll bomb the troops and hit them again. But we eliminated the aircraft, so we don't have to worry about those guys anymore, and then hopefully we can evict this unit. But he does have supplies, so that's unfortunate. If he was out of supply, I think we might could have done that. Who knows? But let's move on. It is going to cost him a lot of supplies to repair that unit, though. So that's a good thing. And I figured we would probably be on the losing end of this bombardment, but it does cost him supplies. Of course, it costs us supplies too, but we're only bombarding with a small mortar unit, so I think that's okay. All right, Munda and Buka. Yeah, I'm still trying to get troops up there. All right, June 6, 1943. We're a year out from Normandy, although, like I was saying yesterday morning, well, I mean yesterday at the recording, yesterday's recording, we're just minding our own business over here. Maybe, as I say this tongue in cheek, of course, maybe we'll be done with the war early enough to send some assets over to Europe to help them over there. All right, we took a hit. I'm gonna look at that later. I decided I'm gonna not worry about that. We'll just skip through the ASW stuff. Let's see if we sync this. Well, not yet. That would have been nice. It looks like a valuable ship and no escort. Maybe we'll get another shot at it in the after the air phase. Sometimes our subs find something after air is over. Oh yeah. I've got some cap here in China today. Let's see how that goes. Um Yeah, that's right. Okay, I was trying to remember why my hurricanes were flying in there. I'm trying something. No, I was thinking, hey, if he decides to cap Chiang Mai, maybe I can shoot down some fighters. I think I'm capping. Is it Changsha? I think I have some fighters capping Changsha and some fighters over Wuchang. Let's see how we do. And then, of course, he doesn't even. Oh, okay, we're here. And he didn't sweep, so we can maybe shoot down some of these things. Okay. Now, I had my aircraft flying really high, so that's funny. That, oh, we only got one Tojo, and it looks like we're going to be done? Um, And we're still engaging a little bit here. That's it. Wow. Okay. Well, that was fun. I should have kept that. But he did sweep it twice, so it wouldn't have been quite as fun of a battle. Alright, so thumbing our ground troops here, but the thunderstorms hopefully. Oh, I didn't even. Sorry, guys. I didn't even check the damage he did. Alright, we're hitting Ambon. This is one of those situations where it was almost fully repaired. So I thought, you know what? It's time to damage it again. All right, so he did sweep. It just the sweep came after the bombers. So we'll be able to fight these Tojos and see how we fare. Oh, he's diving. Well, I think the H1, H81A3s I had lower altitude to catch the bombers, but then like you saw there, the bombers came in early. That's another thing that might have kept us from shooting down, having more aircraft involved, is because I don't know. I don't know if it matters what altitude you're set at. It could just be that we didn't have enough advance warning. Plus, I do have some of my pilots on rest. I was thinking that I would leave the fighters out there this time. I don't know if I'm going to or not. But I did notice he doesn't recon our base that we have fighters at. So I'm content keeping them there and active. Wow, we're really damaging the base, but also knocking out some supplies. You know, I could probably stop bombing these guys now. That's a lot of, not necessarily a lot of bombers compared to other attacks, but the the playthrough of that bombing was really long, even though I sped it up. Yeah, just a token raid there. I need to reset my recon over here in Burma. That's something I keep forgetting to do. No! I'm gonna skip through this. Oh, man! Why? That's so frustrating. Stop. That's my fault, but I didn't think I did not think I told my aircraft to fly that far. I don't know. Obviously, I need to be way more careful with my bombers, what I set them up to do. Okay. So, yeah, we're finishing unloading here. I don't know. I say finishing, but it feels like we have a ton of. I mean, all right. So no more sub action, but let's get through the land action, and then we'll take a look at what's take a look at the map for a little bit. See what we see. Oof, we lost a gun there. Although that could be machine. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be. All right, we're bombarding here. I mean, I don't expect any counter battery, but yeah, my goal is to take this soon. And what I probably will do, I'm just thinking about my options here. Yeah, I don't know. All right, in the meantime, let's just move on. All right, we're just hitting him with this medium regiment. That's all. Ooh, wow. That's our bombardment. We lose a gun, a mortar to be sure, but ooh, ouch. All right, Torquina. I don't even know where that is. Do I? Must have shown it on the map when because it usually does that when it upgrades, but I wasn't paying attention. All right, so let's see if we get any reinforcements, and then I'll probably do a little bit of exploring on the map. Not a ton to show or to talk about. All right, not bad. All right, let's review the ops report. Um, okay, so yeah, this is highly unfortunate. I can't afford to be doing that. So I'm extremely frustrated. I purposely told my aircraft not to bomb that far out, so I do not know how they got um how they well, I'm not saying I did that last turn, but I mean once upon a time I changed their range so they wouldn't do that, and I don't know why they're doing that now. Anyway, it's fine. I'm not blaming anything. I'm just frustrated at myself for not checking, but I didn't. But there again, I didn't think I needed to check. But anyway, I'll stop complaining about that. Um, just venting a little bit, I guess. Okay, so got repairs. I don't know. Torikina here. There's a Japanese base, Airfield 8. Uh, and then S-47 went offline for upgrades. Tankers upgrading. We got a escape pilot. So, and then a couple engineers as well as YMS. And we're getting information about sinkings from more than a year ago. Well, we got replacements, etc. Okay. Moving on. This is going to be bad. I'm feeling it. So 10 to 11. I mean, I guess at least there's that, but man, I just am disappointed. We did cause him to lose a bunch of Tojos, so that's the only thing good out of that. But our losses were way worse because we lost these expensive 4 engines, and then the usual miscellaneous as well. I'm cringing here. Okay. Lost some pilots. 2 missing, 2 killed. None of this turn was ideal. Well, I mean, none of that raid over truck was ideal. Well, I mean, we don't have any sinkings except for what was reported, which aren't going to be on here because they're too far back. But there you go, the recent sinkings, and we'll just jump into the situation on the map, and we should be loading another task group. Now we're loading supplies. We'll wrap up that and then head on our way up to Kwajalein. We'll just, what we'll do is probably rendezvous up here. Uh, oh, that's what I'll do. I'll just have, first, I'm going to combine these two task forces into one big amphibious task group, and we'll sail up here to Kwajalein and have everything follow it, including the shore bombardment and the CVE's CV escort. We do have another CVE showing up, so perfect timing. I mean, it couldn't be better. They'll slink in here. We'll throw them into the task force, and we'll head up tomorrow and do the invasion. I think that's going to be a key port. It'll give us even more. I mean, this we can get up to level 5 port, which isn't the strongest port, but actually it might be in this area, except for it matches NOE talk. But it'll allow us to throw some subs here and get even deeper range into some of these areas. um, I mean, for that matter, Kusai is good. I just like the slightly better port capacity. Now for air, it's just, we're going to have some fighters, maybe some dive bombers here, and also some sea patrol planes, of course, and maybe even recon, but we're not going to have, we won't build this up. Obviously, you can't build up past 3, and we'll have whatever capacity we can get as far as aviation support, but there's still going to be a limit to how many groups we can fit on here. Now, as we go west and we see the um, situation here on New Ireland, where our troops are very slow. I've never seen a back road be this slow. I wonder if there's different rates of speed even on back roads. I'm going to flip this to combat mode. It'll still jump into the hex, but at least it'll be in combat mode. He's not going to be able to attack it immediately anyway, so it should be okay. But if we do that's not a bad speed, so I'm not sure why it feels so slow. And then we've got follow-up troops, which are really, well, a couple artillery units, and then we've got elements of units following and behind. I'm going to flip this to combat mode. And, and this is our, whatever we have in the area is going to have some benefits from having this air HQ here. And we can have some torpedo ordnance, and now we can base aircraft here. We can base it's level 2, so we can base and then we have whoops. Let's look at this. We can base 11 groups and up to 100 aircraft. And that's how it is right now. But we can get this up to air capacity 7 out of 4, and then really have some aircraft flying in here. Let's look at our heavy bombers. Like I say, I'm just frustrated. 20, and that's exactly 20 now. How did that happen? For now, I'm just gonna drop it to 16. That way, and set all. I'm gonna stand down. No, there's no need for even naval attack with these guys. The reason I wanted them on naval attack is if Kido Butai came in, we could bomb with these guys, and which would take off some of the cap. It's just pointless. It really just pointless. And now, in the meantime, because I have to pull aircraft out of the pool, I'm I'm missing out on replacing some much needed aircraft somewhere else. Now I got to grab a pilot, and it's just if it's not one thing, it's another. But I'm not saying all this with a grumpy attitude. It might sound like it, but I'm just saying it's just what it is, and we'll get these back up. We've done this before. It's unfortunate we got to get these aircraft. It's going to take like 2 weeks for all of them to be back online. Um, Even more for this group. So it's just a waste. So we're bombarding here. I have our right here our fast transports coming in. We'll pick up this unit. You know what? I might. Can you do? I guess you can't. That's a bummer. I made a mistake. I should have. You can't do it while at sea. Well, maybe you can't. Let's see if you can. Well, maybe not. Maybe not if you're loaded anyway. Um, you can't do load troops unless you're at a base, I think. Um, and you probably can't do it if you have troops in your ship. I'm trying to find one that doesn't have troops. I don't want to waste anybody's time, but but what I'm looking for and not able to find, well, yeah, I'm trying to find one that's at sea and empty. Okay, this one's empty. It's an amphibious group. You can't do load troops unless you're at a base. But if I would have thought about it, I would have said load troops and seen if I could do a pickup. Because if you can do a pickup, then my fast transport could fly in here, pick up, and run. And now instead we'll have to arrive um, and we might as well fuel up. We'll have to, but so I guess it's not too bad. We'll come in here, refuel, and then we can load up next turn. It's fine. But yeah, then I'm going to pick up the raiders and drop them here. We'll attack. If we kick them out and they go here or here, eventually we'll get them all cornered in and obliterate them. But I also I also want to do a pursuit, so that we can, actually, to retreat here would be ideal. But if we make them retreat here and we do pursuit and yeah, these guys will be in their hex soon. If we pursue and they go here, which is likely, then they'll own all the hex sides, which means they can keep running away from us forever. That's why you really need to just eliminate them, corner them. Which is why I'm trying to get troops in position here and here. The problem is these guys are going to take, um, they're going 3 miles a day, which is absurd to me. 3 miles, that's crazy. 3 miles a day. So that's going to take us 37 more miles, which is basically 2 weeks. I mean, we can sit here and wait 2 weeks. We've got all the supplies in the world. It's just, kind of absurd. All right. Well, we already know we've secured this. Everybody's moving back to the base. We're grouping up here, and and I just need to start planning my next move. Now, one of the things that I need in order to do that, I really need this base to be built up enough to get another group in here and fly I made a mistake not bringing in recon here, and now we're at the max number of groups for now, and so I need to get some recon here. Just make sure I'm checking Kandari, Ambon. I know I can probably look at Kandari anyway. I think I have some um, of the long range recon, and but I think one of the problems is they were running on not ready for a long time. Um, yeah, these guys just do not have great range. So ideally, I'm gonna stand this one down. We don't need Lotame anymore. Um, one ideally well, I get in this base, but anyway, let's see. I don't want to waste all the time here looking at some of these mundane things. What am I looking at? This. Also, I could try to get some F4s, some Australian F4s. We just don't have any available yet. Which makes these guys extremely valuable because we can't afford to lose any, basically. All right, as I jump up here to Burma, um, so you saw how we were after the battle there, and we've recovered pretty good, pretty well. I'll give it maybe, let's see, but did we recover AV? Got 25. I'd like to give it a couple more days. We'll give it a couple days, see if we can recover more of these damaged squads. And we'll go again. Um, what I'll do is I've been look at that, 98 in one day. We'll hit Pegu. Well, the detection is really low. Our recon probably needs to be reestablished. Um, we'll set up some recon here. Whatever. We'll get the recon up and running again. I think I'm flying in here and I don't need to. So we'll reset our recon. I may not need to bomb these. So you can see there we've got some damage at Mole Mine. But I will. Um, yeah. Anyway, I just keep the airplanes busy, basically. I I want to maybe I'll rest them a day, but like I say, I want to get these guys ready to go again. Wow, the Chindits are up to 4 forts, and rest them again, and then maybe bomb and attack again. All right, moving to China. Our our other an aircraft that's going to Changsha is almost there. We should have them here, put them on the rail right up to Changsha, and bam, we'll have an aircraft. Um, Although the supply situation is certainly not ideal. Um, Now I'm going to turn everybody off for replacements, at least for now, because it looks like we just got supply issues and I can't afford to burn supplies on reinforcements. But yeah, I've got fighters here and they're not in bad shape. So we'll go again. Their fatigue is up there a little bit. Plus I have these P-40Es flying over Wuchang just in case they fly a raid there. Um, and it looks like we're not too fatigued. So we'll give it one more turn with these air units in these areas. Um, Other than that, looks like he's he's at least going this way. Now, is he going this way and then going to cut us off here? Perhaps. But, um, And he's got enough units to do that. He can spread out. He's going to do all this stuff. The best I can do, I guess, is use off-road to get stuff down here. I just can't extend as far as he can. Oh, that's not true. Um, just now while I'm thinking of it, let me slide a guy up to the northeast. We'll do that and hope he doesn't push in on us, but we'll see where he's at. In the meantime, I'm trying to drive down this road. What I'm going to do is come here, see if there's any units I'm bumping up against. I can always try to swing down behind him too and mess up some things. He cannot have enough units to cover every hex, can he? I mean, that's a lot of troops. But in the meantime, we're over here blocking some of this easy pathway stuff. So he's gonna have to get stuff up this way, which is slowing him down. And also, I'm trying to get some troops back down, these guys back down here, because I want to basically do an incursion again and bring extra troops and get in even more areas. Maybe take this like I was thinking about before, but also maybe block some of these other things. Like if I blocked this, then then um, how is he going to get supplies to these bases? He'd have to go way around off road and then down. All right, I've rambled on plenty long, but anyway, things are happening. Oh, one more thing I wanted to address. So I communicated with my opponent because I do admire his ability to push on and to play on, no matter what it looks like. That he's not a defeatist. He's he may not be aggressive, and showing his where he's at, but that also is messing with me. In other words, because I don't know where Keto Butai is, I can't be overly aggressive. So he's sneakily, he's got a fleet in being that's keeping me honest. And in the meantime, he's playing on and he's not just going through the motions. And so I communicated with him and he communicated back that he fully intends to play on. He appreciates that he gets to go first and have all the fun, and he doesn't want to take away my ability to have fun on the back end. But I do understand how it's one thing to be the Allies on the back foot in 41-42, and it's another to be on the back foot as Japan 44-45, because you know the end is inevitable. At least with the Allies, you know that there's some good gonna come in the future. So I told him, hey, if it gets unbearable to play at some point in 44, let's say, just to let me know because I don't want him to be tortured. Sure, I want to have some fun. I want to have B-29s and bomb Japan proper, but I also want to be a sport about it and have a good time, both of us. In the meantime, he said he's still having fun. He's still putting up a challenge. I'm giving him, of course, a challenge, and he's giving me a challenge. So he feels like it's still a game. And so we're gonna play on, and I'll let you know if anything changes. But it's gonna be a while before that happens. So buckle up and enjoy the run.